Mom. I only have set 10. Iya. Ada tambahan
Are we ready? Are we ready for our lesson today?
Yes.
Do you have your set 9 papers in English? So before we have our lessons, we are going to have a small prayer to make us ready for the next lesson. And when we are praying, we have to be humble so that God may listen to us. We are going to say, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Jesus, please show me how to spend this day, sharing your love in every way. Help me to be kind to everyone, to play and laugh and have lots of fun, shining your lights and giving your grace, sharing your joy with a smile on my face. Amen. So we are ready to go. But before I take you through the set 9, remember we've been sending lots of work right from sets 1, 2 to 10. Most of you sent back your the other sets of work. We marked them. They are here with us. They are ready. When you come back, we shall give them to you. So we are going to go through set 9. I hope you have your papers ready with you. Where there is a mistake, you correct it. Where you feel you're not comfortable with the answer, we can see ideas on how to put our answers right. So we are going to interact. Feel free to ask questions later on. But for now, I'm going to be talking to you, teaching you, and then later on, I will allow you to give me your feedback. Hope everything is okay. Right? So we are having set 9 on table. So that's the work we sent. The work had kind of much work, but I'm going to break it for you such that you can be able to understand it and get the work or write it for yourself and clear it. Our very first, the set 9 that I sent, the theme was about our environment, and under our environment, we are going to look at common plants. But before we look at common plants, we have to know at least some parts of a plant, how to write the words, how to spell them, how to sound them, and even to see, do they have plurals or they don't have. Our lesson 1, if you look at the papers that you have, the vocabularies were quite many. Since you were home, you had ample time to read the vocabulary, to look up their meaning from the dictionary. But today, I've broken some of them to a number that we can explain and get to know them better. Our very first vocabulary in the work we sent was leaves. And when we talk about leaves, it means the parts of those parts of a plant. It's even the plural of the leaf. The pictures are there. Then the second vocabulary was roots. That's the part of the plant that you always find underground. It supports the plant such that it doesn't fall, it stands upright. And the picture of a plant, of the stem, is there. I hope you have seen it well. The third vocabulary was fruits. Fruits, when we want to know the meaning of fruits, they are the part of a plant that consists of one or more flesh, almost seeds and flesh. They can be eaten as food and they are usually sweet. I know many of you like eating fruits, and you will send me the fruits that you like eating most. I know you love fruits very much, and they are parts of a plant. I hope my girls are attentive. Yes, we also had stems. It was written in plural. The stems are the main long thin parts of a plant above the ground from which leaves or flowers grow. When you look at the stem I have in this picture, where my cursor is, even these other stems, they are parts of a plant. When it's more than one, we call them stems, but when it is one, we call it a stem. Hope I'm clear. So the next vocabulary that we have is flowers. I know we love flowers. We have many of them in our gardens. They have different colors. They are of different types. The flowers are always colored, and that's where fruits or seeds grow from. I hope you have this work with you and you're able to see the vocabulary that we wrote. All right. Then we are moving on to the next part. Down there, I had put for you homophones without much explanation. Here we are going to have more of the explanation. A homophone is a word that is pronounced like another, but has a different spelling or meaning. A homophone is a word that is pronounced like another, but has a different spelling or meaning. Even when you check it up in the dictionary, you will get the same. I hope you did it before. Now, we have an example here. In the vocabularies that we have learned, there is a word flower. And the flower that I'm pointing to using my cursor is a part of a plant, right? And then there is another word that sounds the same as the first flower. It's also flower. They sound the same, flower, flower, but they have different spellings and they have different meanings. When you look at 1A, the flower for 1A, this FLOWER, it's a part of a plant. And when you look at the part B, flower, it's FLOUR, flour. It's any powder made from grains and is used in cooking. Some of you enjoy eating chapatis. They are made from wheat flour. We always eat posho. It is made from maize flour. So these two words, they are the ones we are going to call homophones. Remember we said a homophone is a word that is pronounced like another word, but has a different spelling or meaning. So this is the very first example that we have looked at. I hope I'm clear there. Yes? Number two, I have these other two words that sound the same. Leaves and leaves. The very first part A, leaves, L-E-F-V-E-S. It's the plural of leaf. And we have already seen the leaves in our vocabulary. Now, there is another leaves, L-I-V-E-S. This leaves means to be in a particular place. You may say, I live at Kasubi, I live at Kawala, but this first part, to a leaves, it's the plural of leaf and it's a part of a plant. I hope I'm clear there. So make sure you look at your paper, you see what is there, and you compare it with what we are learning. Then we had an activity. There are other vocabularies that I've left out, but I wanted to give you few for now, so that later on we come to those other vocabularies. The activity 1, we have the instruction which says, give the singular form of the following. And I tried to make it a little clear to you that when we are going to talk about singular, singular means one item, yet plural means many. The vocabularies that have been given you have been written in plural. For example, our very first vocabulary is leaves. And you were supposed to write this in a singular form where you drop V, E, S and replace those 3 letters with 1 letter F. And number 2 is stems. Stems are in plural, but we only remove 1 letter S at the end of the word stems to get the singular form, and it is read as stem. Our number 3 was roots. Roots was written in plural. To get the singular of roots, you only remove this letter S. I hope you did that work well. I'm giving you the answers even for that work. Make sure you see what you wrote on your paper and compare with what we have. Stems, we only remove letter S at the end of the word stems to make it stem. That's its a singular form. Roots, we only remove letter S to make it singular. Hope you got that right. We move on to the next step. Now, this is step activity number 2 is where most of us get challenges. In the very first part, I tried to explain to you what a flower is, part A, what flower is, part B, what leaves are, and the very last one. This is where we mix up the work. This instruction here says, construct meaningful sentences using these words. The words are below. Most of you were giving the meaning of words. When I say construct meaningful sentences using these words, having known what a flower is, I don't want you to give me what it is, that it's a bright colored part of a plant. No, I only want you to use the flower in your sentence, in your very own sentence. Use it to make sentences. Don't give me the meaning of a flower, but use it, having known what it is. Use it. Asimwe Isabella, are you there? Please unmute and give me a sentence using the word flower. Isabella, are you there?
Yes.
So I would like you to give me a sentence using the word flower. Don't tell me what it means, but use it in your sentence.
That is
Yes,
a flower.
yeah. Sorry?
That flower.
That is nice. Thank you for giving me that sentence. Make sure you don't use the word, you don't give the meaning of the word flower. Isabella has told us that is a flower. That is good. Now, when we go to this other flower, remember these two words sound the same. Flower of part A, then part B flower. They sound the same, but they are different. Now, I would like to let Perez Nwamanya talk to us. Use the second flower. Perez, I see you there. You are attentive. Unmute and give us an answer. Perez,
Yeah.
are you ready? Did you write this work? Don't nod your head, please. Answer me. Talk to me. Did you write this work?
Yes.
So what did you write on this part B, this word that we read as flower? The one we use in cooking.
Yes.
Give me a sentence using the word flower. This F-L-O-U-R.
Okay. Oh.
Are you thinking about it?
Yes.
Right. I'll come back to you later on. Let me pick on Jolly Patience. Jolly Patience, hello. Please unmute and talk to us. Patience, Jolly.
Yes, please, teacher.
Nice to hear from you, dear.
Thank you.
Have you been following the lesson?
Yes.
Did you get the difference between these two words, flower and flower?
Yes.
So I want you to give me a sentence using the second flower, F-L-O-U-R. Give me a sentence.
My cake is made by flour.
Your sentence is good, but something is missing. Thank you for trying. When we are making cakes, we use wheat flour. I made my cake using wheat flour. I think you're correcting the work you made there. Retain your sentence, but please make it better. For example, you may say, I made my cake using wheat flour. Olga Chakwaire, are you ready? Unmute. And speak to us.
Yes, teacher.
Now, I have part C. I'm talking about leaves, the plural of leaf. Did you get the difference between these two words, leaves and leaves, the one that sound the same?
Yes, teacher.
Are you seeing part C?
Yes, teacher.
Now, I would like you to give me a sentence using leaves.
That tree has very many leaves.
I like that. You are superb. Thank you so much. Now we are going to another leaves. Another leaves. I would like to choose someone to give us that sentence. Nadembe Divora. Nadembe. Are you there? Should I give the chance to another person? Nema Angura. Devora, are you there? Devora?
Yes.
Devora,
Yes.
are you there?
Yes.
So I would like you to give me a sentence using this last word, lives, on part D, L-I-V-E-S. I remember saying lives means being in a particular place. So don't tell me lives means being in a particular place, but just use it in your own sentence. Devora, I'm taking the chance away from you. Let me give it to Nema. Nema, unmute. Yes, Nema, please.
My sister lives in Kampala.
Wow, that's nice of you. Let me see a smile on your face. You've got it right. Okay. Damita. Damita. Damita, do you want to give me a sentence using lives? The very last one. Unmute and speak to us.
I live in. My father lives in Komamboga.
Good. You had started with live. You had said I live. It would be good, but I really want you to use what I want. If it has S at the end, you also use that. Good enough, you have corrected it at the end. I hope when you look at your answers there on your papers, they are really rhyming with what we have talked about. Don't give the meaning, rather use them to know that you have understood them. So I'm going to give you a few of my answers. I have many flowers. That's simple. Any person can pass it. Wherever you're making sentences, don't use very hard or challenging words. You will end up failing their spellings. You will end up missing things. So always use simple sentences, simple words. So my flour there, do you have some wheat flour? Maybe you want to bake a cake and then you were asking mommy, do you have some wheat flour? That's okay. My third sentence has an answer. Martha is playing with the leaves. Make sure wherever you're ending your sentences, you punctuate them very, very well. If it needs a full stop, please do put it there. If it needs a question mark, like my part B for flower, it was a question. I ended it with a question mark. So make sure you don't leave your sentences shouting. Are we there? Make sure you punctuate your work. And my last sentence says, Mr. Lule lives at Boyogerere. Remember, if you're writing names of places, names of people, you have to use capital letters. Mr., it's a title. It has to start with a capital M. I have my dot there. Lule, I have used the capital letter L. And Boyogerere, I have used capital letter B. If you have names of places in your sentences, names of people, make sure you are using capital letters. And we are going to move on to the next part. Hope you have seen what we are supposed to do there. We had our next activity. This activity, we were supposed to arrange these words in ABC order. We have used the very words that we learned. We have used root, flower, leaf. And when we are arranging in ABC order, we follow the very first letters. We follow the very first letters. We have learned how to arrange in ABC order right from primary 1. When you look at the first letter here, we have on the word root is R. On the word flower, it's F. On the word leaf, it's L. I hope that's the answer you have. And the second one, we have seeds, green, and fruits. I hope you're looking at your paper and you're making corrections where need be. Don't cross, don't make your work look dirty. And then we have this other activity. Our instruction was saying, circle the odd man out. When we talk about odd, we mean something that doesn't belong in that group. Hope I'm clear. When you look at number 1, we have green, seeds, yellow. Yellow is a color. Green is a color, meaning these two belong to the same group, but seeds does not belong to the same group. I have written this answer below with a reason why. Our instruction says circle, but I'll find most of you underlining. I'll find most of you ticking. If it is circle, it is circle. Hope I'm clear there. And here we're supposed to Chilabo Manuela. Chilabo Manuela. Unmute and tell us the word that we were supposed to circle in number 1.
Yes, teacher.
Are you together with us?
Yes, teacher.
Manuela? Yes, in number 1, which
Yes,
word were we
teacher.
supposed to circle? Which word were we supposed to circle? Green, seeds, yellow. Which word were we supposed to circle? Sorry?
Seeds.
That's nice.
Seeds.
Good. Namwanje Abigail. Namwanje Abigail.
Yes, teacher.
When you look at number 2, we have leaves, roots, black. Black is a color, roots is a part of a plant, leaves are parts of a plant. Which word doesn't belong to this group?
Black.
Nice. I hope that's what you did on your paper. And then we are going to move on to our next work. So I hope you're doing great there. Your work is neat, your work is nice. And here we have other words that were included in your very first vocabularies. I had to put it for you in a way that you can separate the colors from the parts of the plants. The vocabularies were quite many for you, but I've tried to break them for you. And I'm reading these words for you, and then later on, we shall get some other participants to read them for us. Green, blue, red, black, yellow, white. And along that work, I attached it with the similes. We want to relate the colors to some other things that they look alike. When we are talking about similes, a simile is a word or a phrase that compares something to another. And when we are using similes, we always use words such as like and as. We've been looking at our colors. Now, I want someone to read for us the very first simile. The very first simile goes to Hannah Divine. Hannah Divine, unmute and read the first simile for us. Hannah?
As green as grass.
Louder than that.
As green as grass.
Read the second simile.
As red as blood.
Beautiful. We are comparing green to grass. We are using the word as. We are comparing red to blood, and we are using the word as. But when we are writing similes, we don't begin with capital letters. Now, let me go to Nabada Safi to read simile 3, the third simile. Safi Dafin, unmute and read the third simile.
As black as soot.
Louder than that.
Coat or charcoal.
You're too quick.
As
and
black
you're soft.
as soot.
Yes.
Or coal or charcoal.
Yes. Yes, you can use any of those. If I say
as black as soot.
Nice.
Soot.
All these 3 words can be used, but one at a time. We can say as black as soot, as black as coal, or as black as charcoal. Then let me move to Chirabo, Manuela, unmute and read the 4th simile for us. Chirabo?
Yes, teacher.
Are you seeing the 4th simile?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, please.
As quiet as snow. As
nice.
quiet
But
as
the word
snow.
is not quite. It's not quite. It's quite. We have that sound. Say it again.
White.
So read the whole simile.
As white as snow.
Snow. Say as white as snow.
As white as snow.
All right. Thank you, my dear. Now, let me move to Akelo Bridget. Akelo, you're going to read for me the 5th simile. Akelo?
As beautiful as a rainbow.
Wow, that's good. And your voice is sweet. Are you also beautiful?
Yes.
Wow, that's good. So we have tried to go through this work. And there is a part I left for you to answer these similes correctly. And you're just going to look at what you have been having, and then you transfer it to your work. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson, isn't it? Have you? So our lesson is almost ending, and we shall be adding lots and lots of work every time. Happy to be with you. Please make sure you write that work neatly and nicely, because we are ready to mark it. The other sets of work that you wrote, we marked, they are worked upon, they are ready for you. The day you come back to school, we shall hand them over to you. give me this to say hooray for the lesson for today. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Try write your work
Bye,
nicely.
teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye,
So, you're preparing for the next lesson.
Bye.